Magic and Monali Suns. Now both teams are coming straight from the game one where we saw Magic leading the series. And now we have the first quarter standing at 7 minutes and 43 seconds. We have Monali Suns in the lead with 7-2. And we have a charge on Antonio. So we see Monali Suns coming in as hungry as they could be against experienced Matero Magic, who have dominated the league ever since its inception. It seems the Suns expected a foul there. The ball is still theirs. And the Suns ball. Okay. The ref calls it. Eddie takes a shot. And it's a play on. We see Agrippa, who has been taking a lot of jump shots lately and has been good on the three-point edge. From what we are seeing is that, Suns have also come a little bit more aggressive after dropping a game in game one. And now they've come through to actually try and lead Magic through and through, and the lead still be at 7-2. Agrippa misses the shot. We see Eddie, who has been one of the most consistent players. What do we have there? Eddie has been one of the most consistent players in the league during the 2019 season, and we can see him actually as hungry as he has ever been coming to the second game of the series. And it's only fair to mention that we have also Augustine on number 4, who's only one of the quickest players that we have in the league. Okay, we see a jump shot being taken and it's missed. We're joined here by Wenson Mavoro, who's going to be one of our commentators today's game. Wendy, how are you today?
I'm very much okay, Fabian, and how are you?
Well, I'm good. Wendy, we're coming with this much thrill. Okay, everybody expected that, the final would be a fan's favorite of Magic against the Pacers. But from what we're seeing is that this game is equally as competitive and the fans are equally as thrilled. And we have noticed that Monali Suns have come in a little bit harder than they did in game one. What are your views about this game?
Well, for me personally, like you've rightly put it, Fabian, obviously, everybody is expecting Magic to carry the day. But what is very impressive and why I feel it is actually a correct matchup as opposed to what some people were thinking that it's going to be a walk in the park for Magic. Monali Suns has been quite consistent. They've been in the finals 2 times consecutively. That is something that people cannot just ignore. And that's what for me makes it, a worthy finals to watch. And we're tired of the Magic Pacers season in, season out, Even though, of course, they do give us a very good show, but I mean, it's also good to just have different teams come on to the finals and give us a good show of basketball. And I
would totally agree with you with that one, Wendy. You say, one thing I've always admired about the Suns is that they're always as hungry. They always want to get it. So it's more of an experienced team being the Magic going against a team that is hungry. So it's about who wants it more this time around. Yeah. And we've obviously seen in the first quarter of the game, Suns have not delayed to show their hunger, leading the game by 3 points already, and Magic only scoring 4 points in 5 minutes. This shows how much defense Suns is playing right now, and how much hungry they are on the offensive side.
Yeah, and right now, obviously, you can see from the Magic bench there, the technical team trying to get their guys to make sure that they convert more and reduce on the turnovers that they're not supposed to be making, by the way. And I mean, it is a pressure game, so we're yet to see how this is going to turn out. But I'm very much optimistic that we're going to have a very good show of basketball today.
Yeah, yes, definitely we will. This is one of the slowest quarters we've seen from Magic.
Yeah.
Obviously, 4 points in 5 minutes is not something you expect from one of the biggest teams in the league.
No. And even when you just look at the level of experience, the platforms they've played on, the international exposure that they have, obviously we expected scores to be at least, maybe above 25 or even above 30,
Definitely.
But again, like you rightly alluded in the beginning, this shows that actually the difference is on point for both sides, There are no easy points. People got to work for their points.
That's true. So on Magic, we have number 4, Augustine, and we have Agrippa standing on number 5. We have Jermaine on number 7. We have George on number 14. And obviously, we are seeing a sub on Agrippa, and we have one of the most fluent players we could ever have in the league, who has been also equally as consistent coming into the game and is on the ball. And his name is Fred.
Yeah, and Fred actually is one of the most experienced players that they have on the floor right now. He's been on so many finals. I think post 2010, he's actually featured prominently and really has helped Magic, to achieve some of the accolades that they have. Talk about the league, talk about championships, even though Pacers for the last 10 years has had a fair share.
Indeed.
Very good pass there, 1-2. That's from Tito. Very good 1-2 pass over there.
That's really good, and this is what we need to see in the national championship games. And I believe we're going to see more of those as the game progresses.
And you see, for me, that is the difference between the two sides. Is that with Magic, you've got a mixture of course, talent, but to some extent, apart from this particular season, they've not played, that long together. But if you look at Monali's Suns, this is a side that prides on cohesiveness. This is a side that has spent a lot of time together. They've worked together, they've trained, and even their improvement largely is attributed to the fact that, they've been together for some time.
That's true. So we can see from the last 2 possessions that Magic has had, we've seen Fred on the ball, and we have also noticed that Eddie has really pushed out Augustine from the ball, making the point position a little bit staggered. All right, so Magic have not scored again, and we see Suns also progressing to 2 more points from their last point, and we see Eddie on the free throw line. This also tells you the aggression that, the defense that Suns is playing, trying to isolate the most key players that they have on the floor. And we've seen Fred take up the ball on point position, and we've seen Augustine not be on the ball. And obviously, when Augustine is not on the ball, we may not see so much from him. So I would love to see how Magic responds to this.
Okay, yeah. So obviously, talking about response, Magic bench has responded. They've made 2 changes. Jermaine is out after securing a foul from Eddie Vumba, number 4 from Monali Suns, and they've now brought in Bongani and Spoikan, who automatically makes a steal. And there goes, and Magic, that was very close to a conversion right there. Has a play by Bongani. Douglas has the ball up top. Spoikan gets it from the free throw corner line. Monali Suns plays beautiful defense, gets the possession. Fred hustles, and Magic ball it is.
This is brilliant. I think it's a brilliant call by Coach David there to bring in 2 point guards on the floor. I think they noticed that isolation of 1 point guard would actually affect them so much. Now we have Bongani, also one of the most consistent players we have in the league, and Spoikan on the floor, one of the quickest players we have in the league as well. Having both of them on the floor will ensure that even if they isolate 1 point guard, the other point guard is able to pick up the ball and still be able to move it around.
So the other strategy behind this particular sub, I think, is if you look at Monali Suns right now, they're playing quite a fast ball. There's quick ball movement, quick defense. Now, if you have Jermaine obviously cannot move as fast as Eddie. Jermaine cannot move as fast as some of the guards from Monali Suns. So the substitute, obviously bringing in Spoikan, who's a little bit fast on the floor, is so as to make Magic respond to that particular fast ball movement. The transition basketball.
Indeed.
Tinashe
So
on the ball,
we see
Eddie finishes.
And this is what we've always said about Eddie, that he has been so consistent even in the 2019 season. And now this is the same attitude that he has carried on to the championship. The boy has been as hungry, the boy works out as much, and we can see this is evident on the floor. Boy is coming in, making layups easy, beating the defense really easy.
Bongani attempts a three and of course misses it. Tinashe has the ball. Mike Banda to Tinashe. Tinashe gets a foul. That's Bongani Zulu's first foul, number 15 from Magic.
And we want to see Bongani stay, longer in this game if Magic has to take this game any further. Bongani is one of the point guys that will actually calm the ball down, whilst other players are too fast. He reads the game really well and creates plays for other players. We see Sans take a shot and it's not good.
Magic's ball. And Magic making another change. Douglas is out and Harrison is in. Now, Harrison is apparently wearing a bandage on his head.
We saw this also in the Pacers game. Well, if we have to dig down further into his medical history, maybe we need to find out what may have happened with it.
I actually had a conversation with one of the Magic players and they mentioned that he was attacked. As you may be aware, the guy works in Mumbwa. I think he works from Mumbwa. And I don't know, one of the days there, unfortunately, he got attacked. Bongani cuts inside.
And it's not good.
Mike Banda gets the rebound. Tinashe makes the play. And
it's a good down by two.
By home, number 15, ladies and gentlemen.
That's
now stands number 15 Tito takes flight. As Magic looks to respond, Harrison with the ball. Kicks out to Fred.
And this is a regular day for Tito. It's a regular day for Tito. It's a regular day for Tito. We've seen most of those danks, even in the helm of the most elite basketball games that we've seen. Now going back to Harrison, I think we always need to begin to talk about how hungry our players are. That even in the face of death, they would want to play the game and actually win.
Yeah,
they know their value in the team.
Exactly. It's all about one has for the team and what they're willing to sacrifice just for the team. So it is a very big stage for Harrison, and it is something that if whatever fiber in him can allow him to play, obviously he's going to get on the floor. Obviously he's going to get on the floor and be able to do what he's doing, knowing that he can do a very good job for Magic.
So we see Sans having the possession now, taking the ball forward. Wendy, I was having a chat with one of the officials the other day that, largely we've seen the crowd, this year, grow slightly bigger. Nasdaq is now packed. We have both the ordinary and the VIP wings always fully packed, at some point during the game. And this is the development that we want to see in basketball going forward.
Exactly. Magic still struggling to find a hoop. Spoikan resets.
And this is what Spoikan does.
Inside.
This is what Spoikan does. He creates plays for other players.
Exactly.
We see a lot of
Magic performing poorly on offensive rebounds, and what is very disappointing is the fact that you have a tall guy like Monga right under the basket, and Monali Sans makes 3 offensive rebounds and end up securing a foul. Wow.
And we can see that the first quarter is coming to an end, and then obviously we have Monali Sans also showing the hunger that they have to win this game. It's very highly unlikely, Wendy, that we can see Magic scoring only 7 points, in 9 minutes, which is quite a low from a national championship team. But we've seen this quite a whole lot more going, into second, third, and fourth quarters. That Magic still comes back up, and we will see that going into this game. But we are also sure that Monali Sans will not let them have that easily.
That is Poikin for you. One of his strengths is the ability and the agility to get to the basket. It doesn't matter who's playing defense. The guy is so quick and sharp enough that he can just beat you right to it. Tinashe makes an attempt, three-point attempt from downtown. Poikin gets the three, slashes through the defense, and makes a good drop pass. Fred finishes for Magic.
One thing we always love about Fred is that he has a basketball IQ. All right? He could be slender. He's not the quickest player. He's not the best player in the league, but he has one of the most intelligent
Magic
IQs
makes a
that we've
steal.
had.
Bongani returns it right to Manali Sands. And you know, talking about basketball IQ,
Yeah.
hustle play by Bongani over there. Now, talking about basketball IQ also extends to the ability of a player not only knowing what to do with the ball, but also where to be when they're off the ball. And that is the basket that we just saw Fred making right there.
It's true. Simpson down on the ball.
Dishes it to Jason. Harrison gets the rebound. Bongani gets it for Magic.
Bongani on the ball. He makes a large pass to Harrison. Harrison attempts. Is it good? It's not.
Tinashe comfortably gets the basketball.
Attempt for the
As
buzzer.
the first quarter comes to an end. Magic trailing Manali Suns 17 to 11 baskets. It is the Zambia Basketball Federation National Championship Finals between Matero Magic and Manali Suns.
We could see obviously the difference now coming to an end of the first quarter, how Fred and Bongani have turned this game around, including Harrison himself. Okay, so we've seen a few rebounds being picked up there and a few putbacks being picked up there, and now the score has gone to 11.
Yeah, I mean,
Magic.
obviously, I think one of the things that also Magic needs to consider in terms of pairing up when it comes to the forward, if you look at Titus in comparison to Monga, Titus is quick on the feet. Monga has the strength, but Titus is quick on the feet. Hence, you saw those about 3, offensive rebound attempts that Manali Sands was able to make. So, you're right, on top, Magic has been able to respond accordingly, but we're yet to see some good response down there. When it comes to speed, agility, and all that. So we're yet to see that particular response. Maybe we may see Antonio come in to just match up with Mike and Tito.
And this is what we know Magic for. Magic has been known for having the biggest players in the league. They're large in size, they have the masses. So we want to see Magic pick up those boards if they have to improve. We obviously want to see Magic pick up a few more rebounds than Sands has, but we can also see that Tito will not let the loose balls just stay out there.
I mean, last year they were in the finals and they were not able to win the finals. So this year again, coming to the finals is it's more like a do or die, a redemption situation, where we never know if we're going to come back to the finals again. So, it's all about putting everything on the line and making sure that you do everything you can to just win it.
It's a 5-game series, we should never forget that, and Magic is leading the series by 1. This is game 2 of the 2019-2020 Zambia Basketball Federation National Championships.
Magic still trailing. Manali Suns 17 to 11 baskets, and it is Manali Suns' ball. Coach Davis and Musonda, they're having a conversation with senior referee Mweshi. And I believe the conversation is on whose ball it is actually supposed to be.
We always believe that possession matters in a championship game.
Exactly. Whoever gets to start the ball dictates the momentum.
We see Suns not wasting any more time trying to dominate this game.
Making sure they stretch the lead.
A screening foul is scored on Harrison.
Yeah, that was actually a blocking foul, I must say that it's actually a little bit uncalled for a player like Harrison to be able to make such a mistake on this particular stage, and the kind of mistake of basketball.
Bongani on the ball, trying to call play. We obviously see Manali Suns playing what is supposedly a 3-2 zone defense, trying to discourage Magic from going in. Obviously, Magic only have the likes of, if not Bongani, then it's Fred to attempt the three-pointers.
Harrison gets the offensive board, and obviously he's blocked by Cholwe.
Monali San's doing a good job trying to force Magic to shoot the ball. Monga has it. Monga misses under the basket. We see a drive. We see the. Oh!
By Titus once again. Ladies and gentlemen, somebody has to close the lane, otherwise Titus will break the rim.
We are now under the belief that the Magic basket is Titus' bedroom.
And Magic to rack the rim.
Bongani going in there.
Body that can run with him, because it is obvious that Monga cannot run with Titus.
And we're also under the belief that Antonio has the kind of agility that is required to actually defend a guy like Titus.
Magic inbounds.
Bongani gets the ball. Spoikan attempts a shot. There we have Harrison, attempts for a basket.
Cholwe gets the rebound comfortably, passes it to Jason.
You see Jason up and running.
He rushes forwards.
What do we see from Titus? He's going to
Titus gets a foul.
Even when we believe that Antonio would do something with it, Titus has continued to try and dominate underneath the basket. And now he's going to be on the free throw line to attempt 2 shots.
The supposed solution for Magic was supposed to stop Titus.
Oh, can we see that Antonio just caught up for a substitution?
Exactly, I think it's not okay.
This is going to be a huge challenge for Antonio. Exactly. We hope his knee is well. We can see him rubbing the knee, so we suppose it's the knee that has just got injured right now.
Medical personnel attending to him right now. We hope it's not serious.
Who do we see coming in the game?
Probably Douglas.
Wendy, coming back to your point, I still believe that Titus is still slightly just slightly quicker than George. So I will probably see a whole lot more domination from Titus underneath the basket, and the lead going further and further if we don't see any good responses. And I like the fact that Suns have continued to push the ball forward and still set on a 3-2 zone defense to encourage the Magic to shoot the ball. They know that the Magic will get that rebound underneath their basket, so they are forcing them to shoot the ball outside. And we can obviously see this happening right now.
Their greatest advantage actually right now from Suns is transition basketball. And if you have a forward like Titus, beautiful defense over there from Cholwe, was able to anticipate that particular pass, but unfortunately takes it away. So as I was saying, their strength at the moment is transition basketball. And if they can keep finding Titus, obviously Magic will have serious problems.
And I would love to allude to that. I would love to really allude to that, because we actually we've not seen Suns try to set up a set play in the last 13 minutes of this game. Okay.
I think it's going to be very difficult for them if at all they try to play using set plays. Obviously they'll have challenges because Magic has the size, to cover up the spaces and all that. So their greatest strength at the moment is transition basketball, because believe it or not, Monali Suns can do better. They can run faster, and then they've got very good finishes at the end of the day.
Then it's blocked. We see for dominating 11 baskets in 14 minutes.
The pressure is on Magic right now to find a solution.
Bongani attempts a drive. Brilliant play by Bongani. This is the Bongani we've always missed. We remember Bongani coming into the season in the 2012, 2013 ZBA basketball season, playing brilliant basketball, and that's just a layup with that saw. Titus underneath the basket.
Titus underneath the basket. And he gets the ball from Monali Suns. Resets.
Sumusonda, Spoikan, one of the quickest players in the league.
And he finishes.
Obviously that was a bad decision by Eddie, knowing that you have Spoikan right in front of the 3-point line. Yes, he has the pace to get that ball. We can see some pretty poor choices by Manali Suns. 2 possessions in a row. Eddie with the ball. Really trying to convert this one.
Eddie with the ball.
Okay, what do we see from Manali Suns? Brilliant basketball.
15-27.
We always want to show the likeness of Eddie to Fred. They have similar IQ and a similar brain to actually deliver on such good plays.
Exactly. That's a foul from Titus over there. And that is one thing that he has to actually be very much watchful of, because if he continues to get more fouls from Manali Suns, then it'll be a problem for the team. Timeout is called from Manali Suns. So it is a timeout right now. Magic versus Manali Suns in the Zambia Basketball Federation National Championship Finals, Game 2. And right now I will hand over to Fabian, my colleague, who will be talking to one of the basketball legends and of course, you know, one of the people that have contributed significantly to the publicity of basketball, and that is Mr. Kaona. Fabian.
Thank you very much, Wendy. I'm seated here next to Mr. Kaoma, you know, one of the ZBA's biggest fans. And so we just want to find out, just from you, Mr. Kaoma, what do you think about this game, going into this game? What do you think the approaches by both teams are?
Well, I think the game has started on an unexpected note. I expected it to be one-on-one. But Manali Suns look like they've come to play basketball, whereas Matero Magic, who are the favorites, are a bit on the sluggish side. But the unfortunate part is that Suns are not taking advantage of their friends, because we expect that with Magic playing so poorly in the beginning, Suns should take advantage by widening the gap. So if they don't maintain that, chances are that the game can turn around.
The analysis has been that we've seen Magic score one of their lowest points in ZBA basketball, especially the 2019-2020 season. What do you think the approach would be for them just to end this quarter? Obviously seeing another 3-pointer being dropped by Manali Suns and their hunger. What approach of Magic now that they're trailing by 15 points in the second quarter?
Well, they should be a bit more aggressive, because they don't look as if they're as aggressive as they have been.
Thank you very much for your time, Mr. Coleman. I hope you enjoy the game.
Magic ball right now. Spoiken with the ball, Douglas. Spoiken with the ball. He attempts a three and he nails it. Ladies and gentlemen, that particular three-pointer has made Magic fans cheer.
Back-to-back three-pointers from Magic. Brilliant basketball being played. Magic refusing to trail by 15 points. Obviously trying to show that they're still the most dominant team in the league.
80 finds Titus. And Titus gives out possession for Magic via a travel. Titus is now subbed. The guy actually needs to rest. And you know, he has played the whole first quarter, and I can comfortably say he has delivered from another side.
One thing about good coach is that you have to manage the players going into the games.
Orlando with the ball now.
Agrippa takes a three-point shot, and it's not good. We always want to see Agrippa try to attempt the drives, but what we've seen most from Agrippa is that he attempts to take, you know, three-point shots more.
Yeah, I was actually told that last week, I didn't get a chance to watch the basketball last week, but I was told that he did put up quite a very good, impressive shooting display.
Chonga with the ball. Jermaine. Can we see another attempt by Bongani? Is it undoubtful?
Nice
and make
pass
a
from
brilliant
Bongani
pass.
to Douglas.
Oh, it's a
That
suspected
was a very
foul.
good find from Bongani.
It's a suspected foul by Team Magic, but a brilliant pass by
Yeah, but obviously
Bongani.
the coach could not see it. And I think one of the things that
Oh
Cholo
yes.
did not see the line over there. And you see, I think one of the things that Cholo needs to work on, rather Douglas, you know, is it's his upper body strength. Because if you get a pass like that from Bongani and you've got strong hands, it is very easy to finish.
That's
It is
true.
very easy to finish.
That's true. If Magic has to cut down this lead, they have to convert on those passes. Oh,
Tagi
beautiful
makes a
pass.
very good pass. Wow!
Chongo finishes
Beautiful play. Beautiful play. From a big guy like Douglas, eh?
it. Two.
Malalisans with the ball. Tinashe attempts a three from downtown. Douglas comfortably gets the rebound.
And this is what we need to see more from Magic if they have to cut down this league. Could we suspect a sort of offensive foul and it's not called? Oh no! Douglas loses the ball again.
Malalisans still sitting on the basket.
3-point play by
Mike
Chongo.
Banda gets a foul. I think Malalisans needs to watch out on the fouls.
Attempt 1 free throw shot.
He has an opportunity to actually make. Will he? No, he doesn't.
Eddie making his
Making an attempt and going for the ball.
Eddie on the ball, passing it to Musonda. Eddie with the ball. Eddie goes in again.
Attempts, might miss. Cholo gets it and gets himself a foul. There's smart play that they were lacking, and hence had to bring in Titus.
We're yet to see more dominance on the board.
Cholo makes his first free throw attempt and gives Malalisans a 1-point advantage.
What we're observing now is that we're seeing the same problem we had in the first quarter on the Magic side, that they are still matching up Titus against Monga.
And I think Malalisans have actually realized that, and hence the substitute. Smart play from Jermaine. Smart play from Eddie on the other hand.
We see Augustin coming back in the game. Obviously to pace up basketball a little bit more, especially the second quarter is coming to an end.
Exactly. Malalisans up by 14 points as they make a substitute. They've actually brought in a smaller guy, I believe, to match up pace with Augustine from Matero Magic.
But what we need to understand about Kashembe is that, you know, you probably won't see him drive more, but he's one of their Suns' most elite shooters that they have on the team. We'll probably see him attempt more three-point shots, more three-point shots than he'll probably be going in.
Yeah. Attempt from Cholwe, who nails it from Malalisans. Nagripo pushes up the ball forward for Magic.
Monga gets a foul.
That's actually what they need more from Monga. If they can get him the ball and he gets a one-on-one play against Titus, we know that obviously his strength will be much of an advantage. So the pressure that them Malalisans have is to make sure that the ball does not comfortably get to Monga.
That's true.
He misses his first free throw.
We may suppose that Monga is slow, but he is heavy.
Exactly.
He is heavy, so if he has the ball, it's quite a challenge to get it out of him. It's either a foul or a basket.
Makes a second one and misses it, and Tito comfortably grabs the rebound. AD charges forward. Tinashe drives in and dishes it back to Titus, who then hands it over to Eddie, who posts it to Douglas. Douglas, Tito inside. Oh,
And he
Jermaine
misses
gets
the
the
layup.
ball. Ogi charges forward.
We see Jermaine to the ball.
Chongo drives and turns it over. Eddie's
Eddie on the
ball,
no.
and he finishes.
We can see
The crowd is crazy, calling for a walk as the supporters of Monali Suns are cheering for the basket.
Jermaine attempted 3-point. You know, we could have suspected that that could have been a walk one way or the other, but obviously the referees may not or may have seen it. Jermaine taps the ball outside and it will be Monali Suns' ball.
You know, one thing I like about the last 1 minute or so played by these two particular teams is the defense of Monali Suns. They are playing very good anticipative defense. They know where the next pass is going to go and they're just intercepting, having a field day on the floor.
Oh no, we see Eddie coming in and through beautifully.
Beautiful ball movement from Monali Suns over there.
The Monali Suns have continued to read. We see an attempt there by Agrippa. The Monali Suns have continued to read the Magic game, Magic defense, and they've continued to rip through the Magic defense with so much ease. We've seen that from Titus and we're seeing that from Eddie. And they've also continued to make 3-point shots, extending the lead to 45 and 25, you know, in Suns' favor.
Exactly, it is now half time and Monali Suns is up by 20 points. Who would have thought? Of course, the majority of some of the people that we spoke to, they were putting their money on Magic, anticipating that it's going to be a very tough game. But of course, we know that it is, as they have done, Jackson was the first game. But I can see that Monali Suns did come.
I believe some teams do it in the. And obviously, you know, Magic coming with that, they had the agility, had a way they rested. So we're coming into this game, we can see both of them at par and seeing which team, and see obviously from this quarter and from the first half that Monali Suns are actually hungry Magic is.
And right now we can see from the Magic technical bench can handle. Obviously is also, and the basketball IQ come back to try to find out exactly.
Early enough into the series, we didn't see players go down, especially.
Yeah, I mean, you know, Antonio is not a guy. I mean, he's a guy that can help you in most of the things. You know, he does very well with offensive rebounds. He does very well defensive rebound. He can block. You know, he's one guy that has played him, Augustine and Bongani jelly quite very well. So he's one of those forwards. For example, we saw about 2 possessions that Douglas was unable to catch, you know, from Bongani as he drove in and attracted the defense. But with Antonio, the story is a bit different. He has practiced long enough with these 2 point guards and is able to convert on those plays.
The third quarter to start in about 11 minutes.
2 minutes actually to start the first quarter, and I believe the instruction from the Magic technical bench is for the players to try and shoot as much as they can the basketball because they're in the first quarter of the game.
We've obviously they've attached an importance to the 3-point shot.
Lazy. Our reaction has been very poor. Our defense, we couldn't even play our transition offense. We've late seen so many easy baskets. So what we're trying to do now is make sure that everybody wakes up, wake everybody up, so we will push the ball even harder. We need to push the ball some more.
We also saw from the analysis bench that Magic is currently being out-rebounded, especially that we've seen, you know, Titus dominating underneath the basket.
Oh yeah, that too. We need to up our game on the blockouts. We need to box out as much as we can. We have 20 minutes of basketball and we're down 20 points. We need to climb up.
Okay, with the blockouts that you're mentioning, we've seen one of your players go down. Antonio, is the injury serious? Will we see him back in the game today?
I don't know. It's a knee injury, so it could be serious. if he feels like playing, there's a physiotherapy there, you advise.
All right.
Right.
No, Davis, thanks a lot for. We appreciate having you, and we wish you all the best in the
Thank
rest
you
of the
very
game.
much. Thank you.
All right. Thanks.
In the quality of our product so that you can safely enjoy our mineral water rich in minerals to satisfy that thirst and revitalize your body. So grab a bottle of Manzi Valley mineral water now to beat that thirst with the cleanest bottled water in Zambia. At Manzi Valley, we pride ourselves in giving you the cleanest and safest mineral water on the Zambian market. Our mineral water is produced in the cleanest and most hygienic, germ-free environment in Zambia, and that's just a fact. We at Natural Valley take pride in the quality of our product so that you can safely enjoy our mineral water rich in minerals to satisfy that thirst and revitalize your body. So grab a bottle of Manzi Valley mineral water now to beat that thirst with the cleanest bottled water in Zambia. At Manzi Valley, we pride ourselves in giving you the clean.
Nasdaq, the BF
Over and correct the situation to catch up as they are down by 20 baskets.
having a chat with David Zulu, the coach for Matero Magic. He actually indicated that he has acknowledged being out rebounded on the defensive side and the offensive side, and they hope to improve that more. And we spoke also about Antonio and his injury. He believes that the knee has to be checked, and it will be up to Antonio whether or not he finishes the game or the series itself.
Well, I mean, it's a 5-game series, and this is their second game. Now they're playing, there are 3 more games to go. So I don't know what Magic will decide, but if you have a guy like Antonio, maybe it would be okay to rest him for now, so that you can have him fit tomorrow and the subsequent weeks that are coming for the other games.
Indeed.
So it is Magic ball. Bongani gets the start.
We're obviously saying that Munali Stars has maintained their one zone defense, has Quake an attempt at 3-point. And he does it again.
It gets to see that, I mean, it gets to there has
A different mindset going into this quarter. It'll be interesting to see how they finish this quarter here live at Nasdaq.
Bongani spins comfortably and finishes.
We see here that Coach David has maintained a 2-point guard play on the team, having Spoikat and Bongani at the same time on the floor. This is to ensure that no point guard at any given time is under pressure or stress or double teams. They still have options to pass the ball. As we see Magic, Suns making
and
up.
have you noticed the switch right now? Daniel has actually taken Spoikat.
Beautiful play again, once more by Bongani. Bongani being one of the youngest players in the Magic team.
Jason takes it to the hoop, and he finishes.
And we saw a block attempt from Magic.
It's like both teams are now trading baskets, eh?
We can see a good mindset change from Magic. George with the ball. He turns it over. What do we see from Jason?
Jason takes it up, but Harrison's hands are everywhere.
Harrison says to himself, look, I may have injured my head, but my hands can still work.
Exactly. Eddie brings it on. Eddie misses.
Harrison with the ball again. Attempts a layup.
Harrison gets himself a foul.
You know, in the game of basketball, when the having an injury like Harrison has, sometimes affects your mental. You're always under the belief that you're probably not healthy enough to play the game of basketball, and we've seen a decline in the graph in Harrison's play in this game.
But you know, one thing I like is the fact that, you know, he can have the courage and the confidence to go for a layup under intense defensive pressure despite his injury. So, I mean, it does. I mean, we've seen the best, you know, of what Harrison can do, and obviously what we're looking at today is not that, you know. But of course, there's a bit of some selflessness from him, you know, to make sure Tinashe. And one thing about Tinashe is to make sure that there's a bit of a stop or pressure application on Bongani.
Passes the ball and put back in down there, and another 2 points for Suns.
Which is something that is very disappointing because at the moment they have the size and the height.
Magic shooting only 20% attempt on the 3-point line.
Chongo misses that one. Wonders why a player who's got the strength
We've still noticed that it's still Suns ball.
is actually trying his best to stop Eddie because he's not a very easy player to guard.
That Magic to the championship games. And now we can see Suns saying no to that, and they're saying no, we have to take it, and this is ours this time around.
They're doing everything they can to deny Magic a double, huh?
They say that.
2020 Basketball Federation between Monali Suns and Matero Magic. You can actually watch this particular stream on Prism TV Africa on YouTube. And of course, there are various streams on which this particular broadcast is being shared on Facebook page, Zambia Basketball 101 page being among them.
Wendy, we should also be fair to mention that it's really good that we see media coming in full throttle this time around trying to publicize basketball in Zambia, which is one of the most growing sports we have in the country right now. As Suns turns over the ball.
Yeah. Magic ball. Jermaine on the inbound. Good defense from Eddie.
We see Jermaine out there trying to inbound the ball. Oh, and still by Tinashe. And an easy layup.
And that's exactly what I was talking about earlier. He's a very defensive alert player, you know? And any play that one does without caution.
White can loses the ball. Oh, he defends it. Harrison with his injury still makes a basket, and it's good.
And he runs back for defense.
We wanted to see an attempt to pass the ball underneath the leg, but it wasn't good. Tinashe on the 3-point end.
Gives it to Chalwe. Chalwe gives it to Tinashe, who attempts, gets his own rebound.
5 minutes into the game, and we've not seen an attempt on the 3-point line. What do you say about that, Wendy?
Well, I think both teams need to get comfortable in terms of doing what they're doing better. I'm sure you've noticed since the start of the second half, Monali Sands is reduced on the transition basketball, which has made it very difficult for Titus to be very effective. Spoikin gets a foul from Tinashe. So for these particular two teams to break the deadlock in terms of scores, they both have to keep doing what is best for them. Bongani has reduced on the drives, you've noticed. Him being the offensive engine for Magic. Scores have slowed down on their side. And on the Monali Sands, there's a bit of a slowdown on the transition because Eddie is not on the ball.
With the graph dropping on the three-point line, and we're only seeing just about under 20% on the three-pointer attempts, we would have loved to see, obviously, Fred coming back into the game to attempt some three-point shots, maybe just to reduce the lead going into the fourth quarter. And we've known this, because history has it, that if a team is down 10 points going to the fourth quarter, it's always hard for them to catch up and win the basketball game.
Exactly. So right now, Mateo Magic is playing catch-up, as you've said, MJ, and of course we get to see whether their magic can work in the second half as they keep attempting to close the gap. Cholwe misses the first one on the line. And when we talk about shooting on the line, I think this is something that Monali Sands need to seriously work on, because if you have a comfortable lead such as this one, the only way you keep it is making sure that you convert on the line.
Jermaine with a high leap on the rebound and passes it to Spoikin. Oh! Bongani does it 3 times, telling the Suns that no matter what defense you play on me, I will still make that layup easily. Oh!
Douglas doing what he does best, jetting the basket.
Just attempting dominance on the Magic.
Out. Chongo checks in for Magic as Eddie gets the ball from the corner and pushes his way inside, and Magic gets the possession. Tinashe playing some D on Bongani as he brings up the ball. Harrison makes the screen.
We can obviously see Bongani calling for his screen, believing that he needs it.
Jermaine, open three-point.
This just reminds us of what Jermaine did to the Pacers in the game 1 of this same series in the championship games.
He actually made a very good three-point that brought Magic back in the game at a very crucial time. Bongani plays some hustle D on Eddie as Tinashe still secures the possession, makes an attempt. And Douglas gets the rebound, and it is Monali Sands' ball.
You can obviously see that Magic is out here trying to get all the loose balls and try to put them back in. Let's just talk about Jermaine a little bit more, because coming early into the season, Jermaine was more of a forward player than he is a shooter. And these days we see him attempt the ball more on the three-pointer than he used to back when he was at Napsa Hurricanes.
And I think that is actually something. Bongani gets into the lane. Ladies and gentlemen, this boy is up to no good for the Monali Suns this afternoon as the Zambia Basketball Federation National Championship Finals are underway, and of course Magic still trying to cut the lead. It is a timeout for Monali Sands. So getting back to Jermaine. Jermaine has actually been very consistent. He's been making regular appearances for the national team. I think there are 3, if not 2 outings that they've made. Jermaine has been featuring prominently on the particular team, and he is a very good player. His game keeps on evolving. His shooting has improved. He helps the team with the rebounds, and not only that, at national level, he's one of those go-to guys when it comes to defense. And we saw him in Kigali, Rwanda as well, for the Pacers basketball team. And he was doing up quite some good defensive plays over there.
Indeed. And his game has continued to improve. And this is something that the ZBL League have actually noticed. And this is what he has continued to do even in this game.
So, and talking about the national team, I think one of the concerns that has been emanating from different stakeholders within the basketball world is the fact that players like Jermaine and the other talents like Douglas was over there, talk about maybe the likes of Eddie, that may, Titus from Monali Sands, who prominently feature on the national teams. People have been calling for a consistent program for them to continue practicing together, to gel together, so that whenever there's a call-up, whenever there's a qualification tournament, they're able to play well, execute plays, and go with the game plan, so to speak.
Indeed so.
Good steal.
Jermaine again
goes up and he finishes for Magic.
And he has continued to show us that he's still as hungry as he has ever been, ever since the inception of his basketball career.
Magic has reduced the lead by 10. It is now 53-43 in favor of Monali Sands as Cholwe gets the foul from Chongo.
I want to believe that Sands should now have a response for Bongani, as he has made 8 points from that play alone. 8 points where he's just going in the basket and making easy layups, making the lead smaller and smaller for the Magic.
I think what Monali Sands needs is to have a defensive player that obviously whose job would just be to sit on Bongani, close out lanes. And also the big guys need to help out, whenever Bongan beats a man, because he's a very good one-on-one player. So if he beats a man, somebody must be able to. Chongo gets denied by Monali Sands from a beautiful pass from Bongani. And Mike finishes. You can see anticipating Mike Banda.
These are the most two in this tempo. Have you seen how boxed out George? 20. He has a rebound. Ball goes back to Suns. Musonda back on the floor, calming his team down.
One thing I like about Musonda is that you just calm the game, and
this is a beautiful basketball game. Goes.
I believe that is what prompted Monali Sands from the Denver.
Bongan attempts a three-pointer.
Gets showing his strength from inside. And if you remember earlier on, I had mentioned that is exactly what we need from a guy who's a bit stronger and has got leap. You need him more inside than he can play from outside.
Indeed so. We shall see Chongo, who's only averaging about 60% on the free throw line. He's quite been pushing it. And you can actually tell from the disappointment on his face, because he actually knows he's better than that.
Bongani takes a rest for the second time in the last 13 minutes of basketball played here in Lusaka at the Nasdaq complex, where the Zambia Basketball Federation National Championships are being played between Monali Sands and Matera Magic. And of course, we're streaming live on the Prison TV Africa, where you can get to see as these two basketball elites teams battle it out. Eddie makes the free.
Eddie wanted a foul. See, Eddie attempted the three-point shot and wanted a foul. Now we can see Fred coming back into the game, and Augustine obviously. And what the possible, basic play might be here is for Augustine to make that open lane and pass it to Fred to attempt for that three-point shot. Obviously, we can see Fred is already free on the three-point shot. Harrison fakes. Nobody jumps. What is he going to do?
Gets it to
no!
Who gives it to
Augustine attempts. Who is he looking for? Harrison again. Is he going to pass it to Fred? Oh no, he attempts. And he throws it outside. Oh! And it's still Magic ball.
That was actually a last touch from Monali Sands. I think Harrison could have just gone for that ball, but instead decided to attract a little bit of some contact. And it's amazing that he's got an injury, but still doesn't seem to be afraid of the contact. Harrison has it
all the way. Does he lose the ball? The red is Suns.
And month 3 right here.
Fan favorite, Suns.
Underdog for that match. Chola brings it up and hands it over.
One beautiful thing we can notice about Suns is that they've continued to be very calm on the ball, very steady and very mature. And this is how they've grown in the game over the last 3-4 seasons.
And I like the fact that for Monali Sands, it is their philosophy and approach is different from most of the teams that would just incorporate players from different places across the country. But for Monali Sands, there has always been that aspect and philosophy of building
Mike attempts a three-point shot.
Pass a bit too much for Fred, and Chongo is disappointed that Fred could not catch the pass. Eddie gets the ball, hands it over to Chalwe.
Oh, an attempted steal by Augustine, who's also one of the quickest players in the league right now.
And we haven't seen much of it encounter today, eh?
You wouldn't see much well fit for the fourth quarter.
Which is very, very key, by the way. For this quarter now, and three, and it hits nothing but
ball. Some transition. Oh, an early attempt. You can see a disappointment, believing that they had a more. Oh.
Suns is still leading baskets here at Nasdaq in Lusaka, of course, where the national championships is happening. Magic still under pressure trying to find a solution, but of course, if things stay as is, we know that yet again.
Obviously, when you minutes of basketball that Monali San has played, not allowing Magic to maintain the lead. And for anything, the lead keeps growing wider and wider, as we have noticed. And now we believe going into the fourth quarter, Magic has to work extra hard, 3 times harder than they ever had if they have to win this game.
Honestly, we're about to come back on now, and we're yet to see if Magic is going to employ some of new tricks from the back and see if they could actually reduce the gap right now. Monali Suns is leading by 14 points. And like you said, a 10-point deficit with proper execution, consistency, and right defense, it is possible for a team that is down by that margin to actually be able to reduce it. But of course, Monali Suns, from the look of things, they're not going to allow Magic to just do that.
It is the start of the fourth quarter here at the Zambia Basketball Federation National Championships at Nasdaq. Going into the fourth quarter, the dead quarter, the assassin quarter, and want to see some beautiful basketball being played here. We'll obviously see it from both teams. As Eddie's on the ball, try to attempt the drive and pass it to Cyrus, attempt the three-point shot, and it's not good. It's still Suns ball, and the foul is called on Chongo, which is not good for one of their most dominant players on the team.
And you know, Chongo, and talking about basketball basics and fundamentals, to avoid such kind of fouls, all the Chongo needs to do with his strength is simply box out. But I guess he can't contain the agility of Chalwe. Mike attempts a three. Chongo gets the ball,
There's a second.
hands it over to Augustine, who passes it to Harrison, who gives it to Fred.
There's a second three-point attempt from Mike. Fred, obviously his job will only be evident now, and it's not good. Oh, Harrison almost hitting his head to the wall again.
And he just doesn't care. He just doesn't care.
Obviously, Harrison aside, it
He
says
just doesn't care, you know. For him, it's about securing the possession. It's about getting the basketball.
Eddie getting some space. Oh, Musonda, who's also one of the most brilliant three-point shooters. Oh, only missing a shot. Magic being accepted.
The lead is reduced to 10 points, and I believe that is actually the momentum that Magic are trying to work and build on at the moment. I can actually see some celebrities in our audience. MJ, we've got is it FJ or one from the Urban Hype? AJ.
Or AJ was once a teammate to Jermaine, if you could remember, from the Spartans. It's an obvious case that we would have him in the highest tournament of the ZBL League.
So he's actually got some basketball history as we speak.
You should probably do a song about it.
Exactly. I think next year we're going to work on having him perform maybe on the halftime show or something.
Yes, we should. Oh no, look at that. Okay, so we see Titus putting in a putback and ensuring that that point counts. Fred's gonna attempt the three-point shot. Is it good? And it's not.
Monga gets the rebound, makes his way in.
Oh no, Monga with the up and under. Oh, for a guy his size, you would not expect an up and under from Monga.
That goes to show his versatility and skill set, of course.
Monga will attempt 2 free throws and in hope to bring the lead to 11. Monga, the younger brother to one of the most dominant forwards the country has ever had, Malindi Chipili. Monga trying to live on with the legacy and obviously failing with a 3-point less free throw.
Yeah, you know, talk about Malindi and his dominance. We grew up watching him play, you know, dominant boards, both offensive and defensive, and he's actually one of the guys that has really supported the game of basketball, not only at club level, but even at national level to some extent. Magic gets the steal. Dustin makes a comfortable pass, and Chongo finishes. For good press, working a little bit for Magic on that particular possession.
We obviously you don't want to see those kind of turnovers going into the fourth quarter from a team.
Eddie giving him more fouls. And I think this is something that Manali Suns should actually, you know, capitalize on. If you've noticed, whenever Eddie gets the basketball, it's either a foul or something will just happen. But if they attempt to make an inbound play off somebody else, something does not go to their advantage.
And there we see Manali Suns being fouled once more. And there will be an attempt on the free throw line with 2 shots.
Coach Harry there talking to his offensive engineer, Sonda.
Ball. Fred in. He makes a pass. And
Finishes +1.
Magic playing some really basic basketball and trying to dominate Suns. Mike is down.
We can only hope it's not a serious injury.
We can see Antonio putting ice on the knee. And you know, alluding to what you said, we could hope that he's rested in tomorrow's game to have him fit for probably a possible game 4.
Because you see, tomorrow is one of those crucial games. Because either teams tomorrow will be playing for the upper hand. Because as it stands right now, I mean, it is just beginning. If Manali Suns wins this game, they'll be 1 up. So tomorrow will be one of those crucial games. Whoever wins tomorrow will have where to start from. They will have the momentum where they can build on next week coming into game 4, which could be a decider, by the way.
Indeed. And we have seen a consistent hunger in this game by the Manali Suns by not letting Magic any.
Beautiful basketball, by the way, going on, and obviously Magic have a whole lot of homework to do right now. Whistle, and Monga Chipili has a chance to give play. Champion.
3. Monga loses it and he's on the ground. Musonda attempts
all the way.
layup. Oh no, it's
And
good.
he converts.
Three-point play by Monga. Though we have not seen him make anybody coming into the game. A good resting sub for Bongani, and now he's back in the game, obviously fit as ever. Bongani, you can see the hunger, telling his teammates what to do, where to go and where to be.
Looking to continue where he finished off before he got subbed.
A double team attempt is made and a
Eddie
mistake.
goes, and he makes it.
On the center line.
Double teamed. Harrison passes it to Monga. Monga gives it to Bongani, who charges forward and gives it comfortably to Fred, who's looking to give a gripper to finish.
Bongani serves it.
Harrison gets the foul. Cholway complains. I hope Harrison is not on his knee because of the head injury.
He's probably rubbing his sweat off. You know, that can actually work as a sweatband.
Oh, okay. No, but actually I was told for him, it's not really something that he's using for sweat, but he was actually attacked by some thieves. You know what is going on right now in the country. There's a little bit of
You know, we wish peace for our country right now, Wendy. That's what we can all pray for.
I think we should have a tournament and just dedicate to what is going on, you know, and just promote and talk about the importance of ending violence and this civil unrest that seems to be growing in different compounds.
Indeed.
And he gets the rebound and ladies and gentlemen, you just witnessed flight 15, Titus, on almost what was a putback.
Titus obviously attempting a putback on the dunk and was unsuccessful, but managed to attract a foul.
I believe the crowd would have run wild had he actually attempted the putback.
Another ordinary day for Titus.
Harrison has been rested, and obviously what some fans were asking for has been granted. Jermaine is back on the floor. Titus converts the first one comfortably. Do you remember this dude when he started playing basketball, you know?
Titus.
Yeah.
Yes. You see, Titus has been one of those few players that have equally worked as hard. We started noticing Titus in the league around the same time as Eddie. Seeing this curiosity on their faces, trying to get that drive, you know, they're trying to build on their game, learn from more experienced players. And I would tell you this, Wendy, that most of the Magic players have actually been the mentors and inspiration to the younger sons. And now they're playing against the people they look up to.
Getting back to Titus, I like the way he has improved, you know, his commitment to the game, and I believe that the international exposure that he's been not only from Monalis represent will actually help, you know, to take his game further. Bongani misses the floater as Monalis Suns charges for the offense. Tinashe gets the ball as the play cools down. Eddie with the ball on the three-point line. What will he do? He gives it to Titus, who takes it in. Monga comfortably gets the ball from Titus.
Titus tries for a foul.
Bongani gives it to Chongo. Chongo
Agrippa misses underneath the basket. Wendy, Magic.
The crowd is running wild as they believe that that is supposed to be a foul. And if you ask me, MJ, I will tell you that there was a little bit of some contact over there. But of course, we leave the referee to make a decision. But of course, we saw some convincing contact over there.
Indeed so.
And there you can hear the boo.
Obviously, from that, we can see that the fan favorite right now is the Monalis Suns. Musonda with the fake. Oh no, he passes to Tinashe. A screen is given.
And Tinashe calls for calm. Musonda with the ball, trying to work something out. Eddie gets the ball.
Time is running up. Oh no, a rebound.
Tito gets blocked comfortably from Chongo. Chongo charges forward. And he is
can obviously see the tempo of the game has now gone up because the game has reached in the 4 minutes, the last 4 minutes, in its dying time. So obviously the tempo has to go up. We need to see a little bit more hunger.
Still leading 12 points up.
And it's not getting any better for Magic. Oh no, Agrippa with a turnover. We mentioned earlier, Wendy, that if Magic have to have a chance to this game, they need to stop making those turnovers, underneath the basket, and bad turnovers like the one we just saw in the last play.
It is actually a very crucial period for Magic right now, and you're right, turnovers cannot be condoned, especially at this particular point, by bringing in who can add some pace. Of course, not only pace, but has got a good find. Jason. And hopefully
championships are won on the free throw line, Wendy.
Titus protesting the play. He feels the person that actually got the ball out is Douglas and not him. Complaining to senior referee Mweshi to make sure that he talks to his team of referees to make sure that next time he gets a fair call.
We can still see Titus being as hungry again, picking up all those boards, trying to get all the loose balls, diving for them, dying for them. And that's the kind of attitude you need to have going into the championship game, especially in this championship series where you're playing the most dominant team that you've ever played, in the history of the ZBA. Magic and Pacers have been the fan favorite. But now we can see the likeness trying to develop on the Sun side, it being the fan favorite. And we can hear it from the crowd. The crowd is cheering more for Suns being a younger team, an underdog team that is trying to come up and make its name and its mark in the ZBA.
And talking about the fans, MJ, we can see some smiles from the fans who obviously are cheering for Monali Suns. And of course, we can see some faces that are a little bit worried from Magic as 3 minutes 56 seconds remains on the clock before the final whistle as Monali Suns is leading on this particular second game of the 5-series game in the Zambia Basketball Federation National Championships.
3:56 on the shot.
Play, or rather the score gun.
They need David Blaine, maybe.
Boykin attempts a three, and he almost gets it.
Oh!
Bongani loses the ball. Monali Suns have an opportunity to actually extend this lead.
A little bit of carelessness there from Suns, and Jermaine manages to convert. Oh, Msonda picks it up. Oh, we can see that the Magic. Oh no!
And pass it to Tinashe.
A brilliant play. A brilliant play by Suns.
Gets a foul. Gets a foul.
A brilliant play by Suns. Having to notice that Magic, the whole entire 3 players of the Magic team, underneath the basket. Suns made one transition, and they attempted, and they managed to get a foul. We can see a little bit of frustration from Jermaine.
Yeah. Obviously, he's been fouled out, so you can imagine the moment he feels he should be getting to throw 1 or 2 things. Unfortunately, the rules stipulate that you can only accumulate not more than. In.
Oh, the left is good.
He lays it in for Magic.
We needed to see this more in the game from Spoikan, going in with his quickness, making those beautiful layups, and trying to reduce.
Bongani gets the steal.
Oh, look at the beautiful
he almost finishes. Choroma gets the thing. Spoikan gets the ball. And the taps on the line.
Oh no, is he fouled? Is he not?
Harrison gets the ball.
Harrison with the ball.
And Choroma attempts.
Harrison
gets the basket. Ladies and gentlemen, it is becoming more exciting, dramatic. The crowd is electric as Hassa Plays continues.
Harrison telling everybody that I shall live by the ball and die by the ball. We saw the
Magic is
hunger.
down by 7 points, MJ.
We saw the hunger by Magic on those rebounds, especially. But from that play alone, we can see the hunger from Magic. Hope it's not too little, too late, because we still believe that rebound and still attempt.
But it is not guaranteed that this particular when you need him.
At this point, we might
Course for a while. People are here to root for Monali Suns.
Eddie has continued to show us that he's a all-rounded player. We've seen Eddie make plays. We've seen Eddie make three-point shots. We've seen Eddie pick up a rebound. We've seen Eddie go to the hoop and actually make layups.
And MJ has continued to be the go-to guy in the crucial moments of the game. The question that maybe the majority of the people out there who are watching us via our YouTube, Spoyken making a play, Harrison making a play, Bongani making a play, and Douglas being on the quiet side of things at the moment. But Eddie continues to be the go-to guy in the crucial moments of the game for Monali Suns, and he is delivering.
What can this boy won't do? You see what this is something it is with Eddie Wendy. It's because he has continued to show the hunger, and that's the beautiful part about it. Magic for the three.
Evaristo, number 6, a three-point shoot guy. Could he be the answer for Magic as he reduces the lead? Monali Suns holds on to the lead, 71-63, ladies and gentlemen. Tanasha finds Titus, and Titus, ladies and gentlemen, gets a foul. It is getting interesting. Both teams making technical changes that are proving to be very, very, beneficial to their teams.
And that's what it should be. That's what it should be. And this is national championship basketball, and all this is well expected. You can see the hunger on these guys' faces. You can see the desire to win this game. You can see the not backing down attitude by Magic. You can see Magic trying to dominate. You see Suns saying no, and that is national championship basketball that we are here to see, Wendy.
If there's a guy that you don't have to send to the line, it's Tito. And he is a guy who is almost a 50%, if not above 50% free throw shooter. So Magic have to be very careful who they are fouling at this particular time. Oh, ladies and gentlemen, Jason makes the basket for Monali Suns.
At this point, we are here to believe that being out-rebounded has been Magic. Oh no. And the ball belongs to the Suns. Are we expecting a tie?
11 points lead as a minute remains before the final whistle. Eddie gets the ball, finds Jason, and Jason almost finishes. Douglas gets the basketball. Evaristo brings it out for Magic.
Evaristo is
and gets a foul.
We see Eddie being subbed.
It's actually good to see Mike back, on the floor near their bench.
With already an out-rebounded Magic, having Mike back on the court will just worsen the whole situation for them.
Because obviously Titus has an advantage over Harrison, and honestly, right now maybe we could have expected to see a bit of some change, especially on the post side. To 10. Oh, Monali Suns celebrate having equaled with Magic in the 5-game series in the Zambia Basketball Federation National Championship.
Like the game of this is more entertaining than both sides of the court.
Yeah, and talking about development of the sports in the country, you'll notice that this time around I love the fact that we had quite some decent representation from different parts of the country. We had teams from Eastern Province participating in the B-League National Championships, teams from as far as Kasama, participating, the Kasama Eagles participating in the B-League. We had Fort Jemson, something, a very good side from Eastern Province. So it shows that the sport is growing and it is not only centralized in Lusaka.
Indeed. And this has been, one of the biggest cries of the basketball players out there. We need to see more of that, and more beautiful basketball.
And I think you see the advantage to having inclusive basketball from all the 10 provinces is the fact that it will give us a larger pool of selecting and developing talent for the national team, and talent that we could actually send out there to represent Zambia at the huge and big international stages.
Indeed so.
Tinashe cuts his way. Jason with the ball. Mike gets fouled by Harrison. A minute, 1 second remaining on the clock before Monale Suns can start celebrating having evened up the series with Magic.
Mike equally being a 50% free throw shooter, always expected to miss 1 out of 2. He makes the second one. Chongo with the ball. Chongo attempted 3-point, it's not good.
And he gets blocked.
Oh no, there we go. Oh, that's a foul. Magic putting their faith into the fouls, but only the disadvantage is most of the players on the Suns team are actually 50% plus shooters on the free throw line.
Yeah, but I mean, what option do they have at this particular time of the game? You know, except to foul, because you know that Monale Suns have got a very good ball movement.
We also need to accept that one key area has been the reason of, this team losing is because we've seen Magic being out-rebounded the entire time of this game.
And that is something that I believe the Magic technical bench will need to work on, because they have the size, they have the people that can actually do well when it comes to rebounds, both offensive and defensive. Spoikin comes with the ball.
Evaristo
shot for Magic, and he almost makes it.
41 seconds on the shot clock.
The referees trying to consult each other.
Three Suns players. He was only blue. He's the only blue guy amongst the red blood of the Suns, and he even gets a foul.
And attempts the free throw, which apparently he makes, and Chongo makes the foul and sends Mike Banda to the line.
We need to see more of that earlier in the game, and maybe, just maybe, Magic would have had a shot at winning this game.
Magic down by 10 points. As they continue to hustle on each and every play to make sure that they can salvage something on this particular interesting matchup. Mike Banda almost makes it.
We said earlier, shot, with more practice.
To the line. Magic coach Davis is talking to some of his two go-to guys, Spoikan and Evaristo, to make sure that they continue executing the plan to reduce the deficit. Now, I'm told Magic won the last encounter last week by 15 points, and obviously they're trying as much as they can to make sure that Monale Suns does not win by a similar margin. Sends it to Evaristo, as the two teams will again be meeting for Game 3. And of course, we don't expect nothing much of an interesting, exciting, and electric match from both teams who have displayed very good basketball, coordinated, structured, and I love the fact that Monale Suns came in with the plan and executed properly.
Consistently, Wendy, and it's been a good game.
So right now, I'll talk to Harry, who is the that they will be looking to continue building on the series, a 5-game series. It is now 1-1. Magic won the first leg by 15 points, and Monale Suns has won the second leg by 10 points. It is an interesting matchup, and of course tomorrow We'll be back in this particular arena where we will get to continue giving you live commentary as the live broadcast will be airing on Prism TV. Ladies and gentlemen, I'm now joined by... Congratulations.
Thank you so much.
Okay, so going into this side, obviously the majority of the people are expecting Magic to continue where they left off from last week, but you've surprised everybody.
Yes, I think the boys responded well to our practice and our plan. They came to play and we executed well according to the way we planned it.
So what was the plan?
The plan was actually to stop, we took them man, the guy that was hot on the ball for Magic. We made sure that we put him and
What should we expect to see from the Suns?
Of course, we're not going to be complacent. Come to play.
Okay. Thank you very much, Coach Harry. And once again, we can't wait to see you tomorrow on Magic in the second leg of the 5-game series here in the Zambia Basketball Federation National Championships. Thank you very much, Coach.
Thanks so much, Wendy.
You'll be watching the live broadcast, ladies and gentlemen, of the National Championships in the Zambia Basketball Federation, where Monali Suns has just won the second game against Magic by 10 points. We will be back tomorrow and give you live commentary on Prism TV via our YouTube platform, where Game 3 will be streaming between Monali Suns and Magic. Thank you for watching and see you tomorrow.